Okay, we can start now. Those who are late can join later on. So, do you all have any doubts or difficulties so far? All okay? Okay, so today we are going to do one of the most important things, which is nakshatra. Okay, all of you please mute. Is anyone on mute? So today we are going to do nakshatra. Nakshatra actually is a little advanced technique to be used, but I think it's the most important thing, and if you get used to it right from the beginning, it helps a lot. So first thing to understand about nakshatra is the entire zodiac is divided into 27 nakshatras, which we'll understand just now in a bit. And each of the 9 planets is placed in one of the nakshatras. Okay? So basically what it means is, like let us say for example, let us say Sun is seated in, let's say, Kritika nakshatra. It will be there for good, in the sense that it is not going to change. I am talking about the native planet, not the transit planet. So basically, Sankalp तुझा तर phone एक कुठे ठेवून दे. It's moving like that. My attention is getting distracted. So basically, any of the planet, the natal planet, will always be set in one of the nakshatras. It will never move. Transiting planets can move. Okay, can move, will move. They will move from one nakshatra to the other. Now the technique which is used here, like I told you right in the beginning, I use around 10 different paddhatis to do that. So basically in one of the paddhatis, which is Krishnamurti paddhati, it is, the rule is that a planet will give the results of its nakshatra lord. Okay, so it is very important to understand where that planet sits in the entire chart, in which nakshatra, and which is the nakshatra lord. Okay, so if you just see this chart which I have shared over here by the side, over here in the middle, if you remember, this is the sequence. Now just see the chart which I am sharing. This is the sequence which I have told you right from the beginning, which is the most important thing. So this not only is the sequence of the Vimshottari Dasha, but it is also the sequence in which the planets, the nakshatras are laid out. And you'll understand all that in 1 minute now. So basically, we have to understand a few things in advance. This is a Rashi, if you can see what I'm drawing here. This is a Rashi. This Rashi is worth 30 degrees. So 30 degrees into 12 Rashis is equal to 360 degrees, which is basically 360 degrees, which is basically the entire zodiac. Okay, so I have written over here the span or the length or whatever you want to call it of a Rashi is 30 degrees. That's point number 1. These are the nakshatras which are laid out. Just for you to understand how it works out, this first line is the Rashi. Second line in my sequence is basically the nakshatras. So they go this way. All of them will go clockwise. And this, for the time being, just take it from me, it is called as the pada or the division. So if we see a little in depth, okay, no, I don't know whether we can, yeah. Is it getting zoomed in good enough? Okay. I hope you can see. I have zoomed in a little bit more. Okay. So what we are looking at is, just at the moment concentrate on this dabba. Unfortunately, I cannot change the color there. It's giving me only black. So just bear with me on that. If you just see this dabba, this is one Rashi. Rashi is worth 30 degrees. It's very simple. Just understand. And I'm telling you just only, it will take you some time to memorize it. But just give it an effort and it will be done. It's not so difficult. So basically we have got 30 degrees. Okay. Now 360 degrees, if you divide by 27 nakshatras, okay, you will get 2 point something something. Correct? So this 2 point something something, if you see over here, or let's do that something something here. Okay. Can somebody just somebody divide it? In my new phone, I don't know where I've kept that calculator. Does anyone have a calculator easily on hand? I got it, don't worry.
It's coming to 13.33.
Huh? 360.
360.
13.3 divided by 27 comes to 13.33, which is this 13 degrees 20 minutes. So basically, if you divide 30 by 13.33, you'll get 2.25. I'll explain again. Those who are weak in maths, I'm sorry, I can't do anything. 360 degrees, you have got this is the entire zodiac, right? How many nakshatras do you have? You have 27 nakshatras. So if you divide 360 degrees by 27 divisions, you get 13 degrees 20 minutes. 3.33, you have to divide that by 60 if you understand. 0.33 of 60. So it's 13 degree 20 minutes. So 13 degree 20 minutes, this 30 degrees, if you divide by 13 degree 20 minutes, you will get 2.25. Don't worry about the mathematics, just understand this, that you get Sawa Do Nakshatra in one Rashi. That's what I'm trying to tell, but that's all. So if you see here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 over here. So you understand this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1/4 of a Rashi. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you all understanding? Please keep your cameras on, all of you. I will understand what I'm trying to say. Savado Nakshatra, please keep your cameras on. Basic courtesy, please.
Manish ji, I'll just switch on the camera. Give me 5 minutes, please. Thank you.
Dilip Kaka has already said he doesn't have a camera on, so it's okay. Yuga, your battery is down, so you can keep your camera off. Rest of you, please put your cameras on. So basically, have you all understood so far? Don't bother about the calculations. The calculations will happen later on. Just understand the basic concept. Forget what I've told you so far. Just look at one Rashi, which is this, which is your Aries just now. You've got one nakshatra over here. You've got a second nakshatra over here. And if you can see, you've got a part of this nakshatra over here. I'll explain what that is. Okay. Now when you understand the pada, you'll understand. So each nakshatra, if you just see this portion, how many pada are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. If you see the next one, again you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4. If you see the next one, again you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you see that? So basically the simple thing is 4 nakshatra pada make 1 nakshatra. 2 1/4 nakshatra make 1 Rashi. Bas, if you can understand this much, it is good enough. Don't bother much. So if you see the module, let us say, of a nakshatra, this is the nakshatra, correct? I hope you can see this. This is a nakshatra, Ashwini. Now, so far so good. One nakshatra, you got pada 1, pada 2, pada 3, pada 4. 4 divisions. So 13 degree 20 minutes, you have to understand 20 minutes is 60 minutes ka division hai. So don't, when I say 25%, it doesn't become 100 divided by 4. It becomes 60 divided by 4. You understand? Always understand everything is in minutes. So 60 minutes makes 1 degree is equal to 1 degree. So if it is half a degree for that matter, it will be if it is 30 minutes, it will be half a degree. That is basic calculations. Okay. So 30 degrees is the Rashi. 13 degree 20 minutes is 1 nakshatra. 3 degree 20 minutes is 1 pada. इतना ही ध्यान में रखो, nothing to memorize till now. I have given you some amount of data, which if you want, you can even blank off from there. The thing that you have to understand very clearly is one Rashi will have 2.25 nakshatra, and each nakshatra will have 4 pada. Bas itna, even if you remember at this point of time, you're safe. Now, just see the fun of it. Now I want you to see this Vimshotri Dasha, okay, which you are already aware of. And just see the sequence on which the nakshatra is going, okay? Here, just go by the color. Can you see Ketu over here? Can you see Venus over here? Can you see Sun over here? Can you see Moon over here? Can you see Mars, Rahu, Jupiter, Saturn, Mercury, and again Ketu? Again, the same sequence you go, it will end here at Mercury. Sorry, I should do it here. End here at Mercury, and the other third sequence starts here. This was the second sequence. This arrow I am doing just to indicate the Ketu. So even if you see these things which I have made, the brown one is the sequence 1, the green one is the sequence 2, and the blue one is the sequence 3. Can you all see that visually? I don't want you to memorize anything, just visually. So basically, this is the way the nakshatras are laid out in 3 modules. So this is 1, let us say, from Ketu to Mercury. This is 2, again Ketu to Mercury. And this is 3, again Ketu to Mercury. Okay. Now if you see this table, which is also called as the Navtara system, you will see Ketu to Mercury, again Ketu to Mercury, again Ketu to Mercury. So if you see the line, if you see it as a row from left to right, you will see that the first 10th, 19th, second, 11th, 20th, they all come under one planet. So this is basically the planet which it is associated with. Many people consider it as a nakshatra lord. It is not a nakshatra, doesn't have a lord. Nakshatra by itself is a lord. These are the planets which are associated. So for our discussion's sake, so that we don't get confused, let us call it a nakshatra lord. But have it very clearly, it is actually not a nakshatra lord. It is this planet is associated with these nakshatras. This is point number 2. You have to, at some point of time, be able to identify let us talk about Ashwini. Will Ashwini come in module number 1, module number 2, or module number 3? Itna basic first thing that you should understand is ye kisme aane wale. So Ashwini, Magha, Mula. So suppose somebody says Mula, you should be able to understand that it comes in this dabba. Okay? You have to get that. If suppose somebody, let's say, says Kritika, so you should understand that Kritika gets spread across these two. If you see, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 comes here, 10, 11, 12 comes here. This is a little tricky. Zara dhyan do. Basically, there are 9 padas which are there. Because if you do the calculations, I'll understand. But just now you understand, there are 9 pada in one Rashi. So 4 for the first nakshatra, 4 for the second nakshatra, and 1 of the third nakshatra comes here, 3 get shot over. So basically, Sun, Jupiter, and Mars, if you study it properly, you will understand these 3 nakshatras are spread across 2 Rashis. If you see Sun, I'm purposely drawing a line here to tell you. Can you see the Sun getting divided over there? So it is 1 on this side, 3 on this side. Mars is centralized. If you see here Mars, 2 on this side, 2 on this side. If you see Jupiter, you will see 3 on this side and 1 on this side. Anywhere you see it will be the same sequence. Are you understanding? Anyone not understood this?
So Dada, quickly, is it 4 pada that make one nakshatra or 9 pada that make one nakshatra?
9 pada make one nakshatra. 9 pada make one Rashi. 4 pada make one nakshatra.
4 pada make one nakshatra, 2.25 nakshatra make one Rashi.
1 minute, I will write here. 1 pada, 2 pada, 3 pada, 4 pada. This is nakshatra 1. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is nakshatra 2. Now in one Rashi, you have only 9 pada. So how much is left now? 1 pada is left now. I'm just drawing this for convenience. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is nakshatra number 3. Barabar? So you have got 1 full nakshatra, 2 full nakshatras, and 1/4 of the next nakshatra. 1/4 by 0.25. So it is 2.25 nakshatra. Sawa do nakshatra is in one Rashi. All understood? Everyone switch on your cameras, please. Don't ask me. I'll exit your method. I'm a little short term, but I hope you all know by now. Please switch on your cameras. Okay? Have you understood this? Okay, one person out. No cameras been out. One person already been out. The other two have been exempted. So keep it. Okay. So now, do you all understand what this is? How the sequence moves? All clear? Anyone not clear so far? So if just now, just for discussion sake, let
So
us
just can you repeat for a second this thing, the order quickly?
we are speaking in the last 10-15 minutes now.
Okay.
Huh. So basically, if we say that, let us say, let's say moon is seated over here. At this point of time, we are looking at moon being somewhere in this 10th Rashi. If we are considering this as a Kalpurush Kulli, we are saying 10th house, let us say. If we consider this as a Kalpurush Kulli, this is the 10th house. Okay. So basically, if this is a moon, are you trying to say it is basically in the 10th house, but it is spread across such a wide zone. How do you pinpoint what you want to find out about that fellow? Okay, so moon in this case is the 4th lord. Are we clear on that? It is seated in the 10th house. So what are we saying? 4th house is home atmosphere, 10th is career. Maybe this fellow will do good if he sits at home and does his work. Maybe. Simple. I call it Redditian language. You just connect the beads. Basically, 4 means what and 10 means what. Itna dhyan mein rakho. 4, if you remember, is home atmosphere. RSP.
Sir, but the 10th house, like if we are considering Kalpurush, so that is for the Saturn. So Saturn पे यदि moon है, तो they Saturn and moon are like will we read it like this कि उसका career जो है related to money will be slow because it's Saturn का इसमें है. No.
Saturn is the karak of what?
मतलब see, Saturn is in a way career, but Saturn slows down, and Saturn and Moon are not friends. So यदि not so comfortable people are there, Moon उसके इसमें जाके बैठा है, so will we read it like this?
Which is the fastest planet?
Moon is the fastest.
And what is the karak of Saturn? Career.
Career.
So why look at it in a negative manner? If he is not fast enough, then he may slow down. But we are not jumping to that. We are doing ABCD level. So basically, if we look at 4 and we look at 10, we are saying that this person seated at home and doing his work is good. Now you go one step further and say that, let us say it is seated in the nakshatra of Uttar Bhadrapada. Just go by the color just now. Uttar Bhadrapada means basically sun. Now can somebody tell me, the newer ones, the older ones don't tell me, if 4 gets connected to 10 gets connected to sun, what sort of a career if he does will be good for him? Can somebody put up your hands, don't answer out of turn. Connect 4 with
Something to do with the brain?
brain. If it is not, no career will work. Basically 4 with 10 with sun. Get the Karakattva of sun. Brain is one of the Karakattva. There are 300 Karakattva. Shipra.
Leadership role.
Okay, very good. Leadership role is one, but still better. Rashmi, don't answer this.
Sir, it will be the government thing, the authority and the government, and that too at the home. This thing, if comfortable, if he is at his home hometown, yes, I could.
Correct, correct. So basically, if you remember, I told you sun stands for government, and if you remember 10th, also I told you it is in some way connected to government. So 4 is he cannot be seated at home and doing his work. See, now this is the twist over here. 4th is home atmosphere. 10th is career. Sun is, let us say, for just now government, and like Shipra said, some authoritative position like IAS, IPS or whatever like that. Because 10th is also, if you remember, status in society. So government में जाके चपरासी बनने वाला है तो it is not going to work. Correct? So the yoga in his chart is that he will be working from home. So घर से नहीं कर सकेंगे, from his hometown, not transferred. And he will be, the career will be something related to sun, which is government, and in an authoritative position. You understand? Simple. Chota chota things like that. So this is how that nakshatra, if we had not seen this, it would have been difficult to do that. If suppose that sun was seated here, sorry, what sun I'm saying, the moon was seated here, the 10th lord, 4th lord was seated here in the 10,000 moon. Now moon ka karak, if you know, moon means travel, moon means milk. Okay, moon means mother, maybe teaching, moon means nurturing. So if that person is in some sort of a nursing sort of a thing, in some sort of an education thing, in some sort of a travel thing, in something related to water, in something related to something which flows, all that will come into play. Then Navamsha, I will tell you, this is Navamsha, this Shivaji what you are asking, this is Navamsha, but I will talk about Navamsha in 10 minutes time, not just now. Do you understand what is the importance of this? So, the thing that you need to understand is, this sequence you all are by hearted by now. Now, this row is what you need to know. Abhi isme ka na, there are few words which are simple to understand. I will tell you how. If you see the sun, it has all the U wala things, like Uttar Falguni, Uttar Sharda. Kritika, for some reason, I don't know how you remember, but for some reason, when I saw Kritika, the Kritika sound suddenly gave me the image of sun in front of me. I am telling you how I had memorized it long back, but I was trying to decode how to remember this. If you see Venus, they will all have P. Purva, Falguni, Purva, Shada. Okay. Now, how I remember, I'll tell you. How do I remember that Falguni comes in this sequence and Sharda, it's not Sharda, it's actually Ashada. Purva Ashada, but I have made it simplified for speaking. So Purva Shada, Purva Shada comes here. If you see, the Shada comes here. It is here, it is here. If you see the Falguni, you will see PH over here and you will see the PH over here. Can you see that? अब ये कैसे ध्यान में रखने का, I will tell you my this thing. It will sound very funny for you. But Falguni Pathak करके जो that lady was there, she was there roughly in our college days के time, approximately वो time से. So she came first. And Shada sounds like Sharda. So my son's very close friend who grew up with him right from junior KG to 10th, her mother is Sharda and she came later. Stupid way of remembering, but that's how I remember things. So Falguni came first, Sharda came second. तो पूर्व फाल्गुनी पहले आता है कि पूर्व शारदा पहले आता है, वो ध्यान में नहीं आता है. You know, U, P, वो ध्यान में रखना simple है कि U. Why will U be related to sun? Because U is sun, sun is up, इसलिए U. Okay. Venus is P. I don't know how you remember P, but I remembered it, whatever. And Bharani is a female's name, so ऐसा ध्यान में रख सकते हैं. So this is what it is. I don't know how you remember. I have my ways of remember, but if I tell you my ways, you will not be able to associate with anything. So you take a call on that. But this is what you need to know. And if you do it a couple of times, so ध्यान में रहेगा, or you can decode the way whichever you want. So what you have to understand is basically this sequence which I have shown in brown goes from Ketu to Mercury. This one again goes from Ketu to Mercury, and this one again goes from Ketu to Mercury. Simple. Understood? Any difficulty at this point? Otherwise, I will go further now. Now, like what Shivaji was saying, this is what is called as Navmanch. If you see here, if you see the sequence from this 1 number to 12, just see this row now, which I just highlighted. Just see this row. Can you see 1 to 12, then again 1 to 12, then again 1 to 12? 3 divisions of 12. I hope you can see.
Dada, what's the main term? Nav what?
Now Manch, now Anch, 9 divisions. Now Manch. I have made it in this format. Can you see this brown over here? Then can you see this green over here? And can you see this brown over here which spills over here also? So it's 12, 12, 12. Now if you see the colors which are associated with it, you will see that it's Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Tula, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. This is a further division which I don't want to get into just now, but if a planet is seated in a Rashi, it will demonstrate something related to Rashi. If you remember, Rashi I told you Tattva and Swabhav. So fire, fear, fire, earth, air or water. You remember that? Then it was Dvi Swabhav or Chara or Stira. So whether it's a fast moving, slow moving. So that is one thing. So it is in this. Then it is in some nakshatra. So nakshatra is also connected to some this thing. So Ketu is Venus. And then let us say it is in some pada. This pada is again associated with some planet. That's why I told you right in the beginning, everything finally boils down to a planet. And if you know this sequence, which is the first thing that we took up, a lot of things will get cleared. So basically when a planet is seated, it will be seated in some Rashi, in some nakshatra, in some pada. So there will be a planet here like this. Till now we were looking at planet just kept in that box. Now we are seeing in that box, in this box, in this box, over here. As of now, we are not going to that level. As of now, we will be keeping it at the ABCD level only. There is one case which I want to discuss. Till this point, ask me anything that you want to know, because this is all that you need to know about nakshatra at this point. Anything you want to ask, ask. Haan, Shishir.
The last sentence you said, na planet, Ashi, Nakshatra, that's it. You said that who's seated in what?
Okay, so let us say a planet is, I'm just writing it here, P. Planet is here. It will be seated in one of the padas, which is associated with one of the nakshatras, which is seated in one of the rashis. Barabar?
Yes.
So if a planet is here, as I've done the P, it is in Aries Rashi, in Bharani Nakshatra, in Leo Navmanch.
How do we know exactly कोणत्या पदामध्ये बसले ते?
That in the next chart we will show it comes in the software only.
Okay.
I'll show you this. We will change the thing. Sankalp.
Sir, actually, like it has been divided into 3 sets, right? All the 27 nakshatras. So the first set is given the color of Saturn, second Mercury.
No. That color, sorry, I just put some color. The colors are just for you to visualize that 3.
Okay.
Sorry, my mistake. I should
Okay.
put some purple, I don't know, all the 9 colors are here, very difficult to get some other color. This was just
Okay.
the division, the 1, 2 and 3.
Okay.
My mistake. Nidhi, what happened?
So I got logged out or whatever. Can you hear me?
I removed you because 3 times I told you to switch on the camera.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, it's switched on. Yeah, it's switched on. I think there is some network issue. I don't know. I switched on right from the start. I just wanted to know. Hello.
Nidhi, bolo.
Sir, example, if you can repeat again, like, if a planet is seated in a particular Rashi and like if you were talking about career part,
That's the next slide.
can you give an example again?
Next slide I'm sharing. In the next slide you'll understand. Rashmi, what happened?
So maybe my question is a repeat, but you have made only three colors. Like we were discussing कि द्विस्वभाव चर and वो उसके basis पे ये तीन colors किए हैं कि fire, earth and all plan 5 elements पे.
Just now I told Sankalp the same thing. These colors have nothing to do with the thing. I wanted you to visualize all the three divisions. My mistake. I said 4 times. I think I said it's my mistake. I should have done some Bhayankar color over there or some hatching pattern or something to understand. It is just for the
भयंकर कलर कोणता?
I don't know. That's what ये 9 colors में से निकालना भी है. That's why I would have had to make some hatching pattern or something like that. So basically, I am putting it here. This ये जो है, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. But that's all I'm trying to say. Okay. Today I'm in a little bad mood, so it's all getting reflected here. So you can hold it against me. Have you all got it? Have you all understood all this? Now we'll go to the next case. I don't know whether I can. And, okay. Now can you all see this case which I put up over here?
Yes.
Okay. Now I want you all to tell me. Okay, raise your hands, don't answer out of turn. Those who are already champions, please don't answer. No examination here. Now somebody tell me, what is the ascendant of this, or who is the ascendant planet of this thing, and where is it seated? Which house, which Rashi, that script I want. House, Rashi, Rashi Lord. Who is the ascendant? Raise your hands, please. Shipra's daughter, I forgot your name. Meghna. Meghna? Meghna only, no? Ki Megha? Meghna.
Yeah, Meghna.
Well, who is the ascendant lord here?
So the Rashi is Venus. Sorry, the Lord is this thing Venus, and the Rashi is
Venus script क्या है?
sorry.
What is the script of Venus? House, Rashi, Rashi Lord. Venus is seated here, right? This is Venus.
Oh, like, okay.
So which house is it?
So 5th house.
Which Rashi?
That's Aquarius. 11th Rashi, Aquarius.
And Lord of 11th Rashi is?
Saturn.
Very good. So the script becomes 5 dash 11 dash Saturn, correct?
Yeah.
Barabar? Now one further thing, it is seated in, the bracket means the Nakshatra Lord. So it is seated in Mars. If you see the photograph which I have sent you on the group, you will realize that it is Dhanishta Nakshatra. This is what you need to understand. If suppose somebody says, see, Shishir, you were asking that question. If you see Venus over here, I have copy pasted over here. Just see here, you can see Dhanishta. Dhanishta, 4th pada. And if you rerun this video, you realize that I told you that Mars breaks up into 4 and 4. If you remember, it was here, Mars was here. The Mrigashira Nakshatra was 2 pada here, 2 pada that side. When you see the chart, you realize later. Anyway, so basically, Venus, what is your Venus, Shipra's daughter Venus is in the 5th house, 11th Rashi, ruled by Saturn in the Nakshatra of Mars. Now, just to do some brainstorming, this one, Dinky, tell me, Mars rules over which houses in this chart? In this chart, Mars rules over which all houses? Dinky, मर्द है तो बोल के दिखा. नहीं शिवाजी, don't put out the chat. She will cheat like that. वो cheating करेगी. Don't do that. I know बचपन से. Don't read what he has read or I'll give him the button. Now tell me, Dinky, which houses does Mars rule in this chart?
It's
This is house number one. Is this house number one?
it's seated in the seventh position. Sorry, sixth position.
Mars rules over which house? Sixth position, that is okay. Sixth house it is seated, I can understand. But
Yeah. Mars normally rules the first and the
Arey Baba, barabar hai. First and the eighth. So which house
Yeah.
is it? If this is the house number one, which is this house? Which is this house?
second.
Very good. And this house?
Seventh.
Don't tell anyone I showed you this. Seventh. Barabar? Barabar na?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I am asking everybody a question. Anybody can answer. Or I'll only prompt because if I keep asking you all. Venus is the karak of relationships, you remember? Correct? Fifth also, if you remember, I told you is the karak of relationships. If you see over there, including extramarital this thing. 11th was Ichhapurti, if you remember, I told you. Saturn was something which is decayed, delayed, something which is not good. Correct? Now you go, so basically, when you talk of relationship, when you talk of Venus, if you remember, I told you Venus also is a karak of spouse for a guy, means wife. Relationships, Ichhapurti, decay. Okay? Now go one step further, Mars. If you remember, Mars I told you was Senapati, conflict, dispute, fire. Remember, it's the first lord and eighth lord. So first lord का स्वभाव क्या था? Fire. Eighth lord का क्या था? Obstacles. In this chart, it is ruling over the second house, addition to family, also marriage, and the seventh house, which is marriage, and seated in the sixth house of dispute. Now tell me, how would this fellow's married life be? Can somebody tell me? Good or bad? Bad, obviously, no? Jhagada?
Disputed.
Correct. This is how you go.
Disputed.
Now suppose you have not taken the nakshatra, this thing, if you have not taken this, you would have said like what this little girl said, 5th house, 11th Rashi, Saturn. You could have very well said 5th house of relationship as per Ichhapurti, and Saturn can also mean discipline. So I don't know what is discipline in relationship, but whatever it is not bad, let us say. Or it could be slow, okay. Slow is also okay. It's at least not bad, there is no jhagda. So if we just see this script with Saumya planet Venus seated in the 5th house of relationships, 11th Rashi of Ichhapurti, what would you say? Can at this point be said, oh, it should be good, nothing, okay? Correct, no? But this thing is very turbulent, it's very bad. It's almost like they are on the verge of splitting. So that is seen here. So if you remember, planet gives the result of the nakshatra lord, and there is one more system which I'll tell you later on. The result of it is told by the star lord. Sublord. What is sublord and all? Let's not get into it just now. So basically, the planet gives the result of the nakshatra lord, and whether it is good or bad will be told by the sublord. This is a Krishnamurti Paddhati which I'll tell you later on. But filhal, for the time being, just understand this. So if we had not seen Mars, which is the nakshatra lord, so to say, could we have decoded this? No. So this is an important thing. Now I am asking you another question. 7th lord, कौन संकल्प मेरे को बोलो. 7th lord कौन है? Who is the 7th lord here? Sankalp.
Mars.
Mars, बरोबर. Now Nidhi, where is Mars seated? In which house? Mars, Nidhi. Shishir, which house is Mars seated in? Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, you're audible. Trying to look.
In which house is Mars seated in?
Well,
No. Manasi?
Sixth.
6th house, I have written over here. Mars is seated over here.
okay.
Now, For the seventh lord seated in the sixth house, what does it tell? Don't answer out of turn, raise your hands. What does a planet lord seated in his preceding house tell? Shivaji.
It is loss. Purpose from itself is loss.
It's a negation, it's a loss. Correct? You remember? Preceding house, what's it called? Negates. Second house, exaggerates or accelerates. Barabar na? So basically, if we consider this as marriage, the lord of marriage is seated in the sixth house. Okay? So that is saying a negation over here itself. Now should we go to the nakshatra level? The nakshatra is Mercury. Mercury ka karak kya hai basic? Communication. If you read over there, communication, understanding, deal. So it's a deal, understanding, whatever you want to call it. Communication, if you remember. Now Mercury rules over which houses? 1 minute. Now, who will tell me now? Chal, Dinky, you only tell me. In this chart, which houses does Mercury rule? This is house number 1. Do you know? Okay, Shipra, tell.
9th and 12th.
Correct?
Yeah.
So basically, when we say somebody is not a mute, suppose we say it rules the 12th house. What is 12th? Loss, negation. 9th is what? Bhagya. So Bhagya of marriage, 7th lord, communication, loss. Use it like a Red Indian language or like beads. You just put one words and then join it together to make a sentence. Is this also telling us that there is going to be some problem in the marriage? Correct? So this is how you basically start decoding a thing. So here I've written there are 3 things. So marriage ka we saw just now. Okay? Now one very important thing in this is that we need to see the Badhak lord also. Very important. So can somebody tell me for this ascendant, who is the Badhak? Shishi, can you tell me? 1 minute. Who's the this thing?
Is it Jupiter and Moon?
Who's the Badhak lord for this ascendant?
Jupiter and Moon, na?
Badhak,
You said
Jupiter and Moon are seated in the Badhak house. But who's the lord of this?
Sun.
Correct. So Sun is the Badhak lord. Now, till this point, if you remember, I told you this 45 degrees, correct? Now, one next step to Badhak is the planets which are seated in the Badhak house give more damage than the Badhak lord. Clear? Planets which are seated in the Badhak house will give 80% damage, 20% damage will be given by the Badhak lord. So in this case, which Dinky asked?
Yeah, I just so the Badhak is normally the 7th, 9th, and 11th houses, right?
Correct.
So in this case, the 7th and 9th are empty.
नहीं लगा अरे you are again going to if you remember I told you see this एक minute if you remember I told you we have to see 7 9 and 11 correct
And 11.
so I said this looks like a 7 if you remember that is how I remember that if the ascendant is here the 7th from here will be the Badhak house दो कौन बचे so 7th is gone so 9th and 11th are there which one is smaller of the two 9th is smaller so इसके पहले 9th को देंगे और इसके आगे 11th को देंगे so if this is the ascendant the 9th from here which is this one will be the Badhak if this is the ascendant the 11th from here which is this one will be the Badhak
Okay.
now you understood
Mhm.
you are not understood it
No, I got that just now. Okay.
So, but then for this case, sorry for this. So, in this case, how come this this house is coming as that is the 11th? So, why are we not taking 7 and 11 because they are empty?
7 and 11, if this is
Only for the corners, only the corners it will be the opposite ends, and then the others will be backwards.
No, no. My question is like we are saying 7, 9, 11, right? So, in this case, only 11 has the planets. 7 and
1 minute. You are going back to ABCD level again. This is a Dviswabhav Rashi. All of you pay attention. We are again going back to this. This is a Sthira Rashi, which is fixed, correct? And this is a movable Rashi, which is Chara. Barabar Rashmi? So if this is a Dviswabhav, this is a Dviswabhav, this is a Dviswabhav, this is a Dviswabhav. ये सभी एंड पे ये 7 का आंकड़ा जैसा दिखता है. So if this is your ascendant, this becomes the 7th becomes your Badha. Finish. If this was your ascendant, this becomes your Badha. Finished. And so on and so forth. This is basically 7. Now if it's a fixed Rashi, so this is a fixed Rashi, this is a fixed Rashi, this is a fixed Rashi, and this is a fixed Rashi. The one before the Dviswabhav is a fixed Rashi. Barabar? So here what we are saying is the 9th from there. So from here 9th कौन सा हो गया? This one. From here 9th कौन सा हो गया? This one. From here 9th कौन सा हो गया? This one. So if this is your ascendant, this becomes your Badhak, no? You all are not watching the videos, I think again. Then I told you movable Rashi hai, which is these are the movable Rashis. म्हणजे जो द्विस्वभाव के आगे वाला are the movable rashis. Here we are doing 11. So if this is the ascendant, the 11th is this one, no? Have you understood, Ashmi? Pinky, have you understood now? These are the basic. That's what I told you. Those 2 or 3 lectures which are given in the beginning, that is all that you need to know. You can actually start solving cases by that. You all are not doing your homework, and then this is the problem which is coming up. So now, in this fellow's case, is this the Badhak house? Correct? Because it is a Chara Rashi, and 11th from there is this. Moon is seated here. Moon is the Karak of what? Shukra?
Mother.
Correct. Mother. Barabar? It is also the 10th Lord. 10th is what? Career. Correct? So, if we see this, then if you see, 1 minute. So if you basically see, अभी कोई आ रहा होगा तो उसको फोन करके बुलाओ, मैं 2 मिनट में. Now if you see this, can we say that moon will cause some sort of a badha for him? Correct? Now is this going to be permanent all through his life? No. So basically it will be something has to be activated for that, right? So I told you there are 4 things which are there. So one is the dasha should be on. Can you see the dasha over here? Bhukti. The antar dasha is on a moon. Correct? Second thing is which is the rashi of moon? This is the rashi of moon. Correct? Can you see Rahu's 5th? It's not aspect of 5th aspect on it. Correct? Can you see the Marak Lord also giving a trine to it? It's a Marak Lord, if you remember, 2-7. Correct? Saturn is also a rogue Karak. I don't know whether we have written in the Karak. It is also having a 5th aspect on it. Correct? So can we say that in one of these dashas, now his Rahu dasha is on from 2009. In this, can we say Rahu Dasha, this fellow is obviously on. If this fellow is on, this fellow is also on, this fellow is also on. This fellow is on, this house is also got on. If this house has gone on, this fellow is also got on. It's like saying somebody has come and opened a house and entered your house and you are somewhere else. Aren't you also agitated? You are also agitated. Do you understand the sequence? Anyone has not understood the sequence? I'll tell you, because beyond this, others will not understand anything. Anyone wants to ask anything? Ha, Shitra.
I didn't understand the Mars and Saturn effect on the 10th house, how they were.
नहीं, effect क्या है वो बाद में देखेंगे. पहले तो have you understood that it has got switched on? You're on mute.
How did Mars and Saturn get affect the 10th house, or like why, how they have got activated?
Let us say this is a house. This is a room. पकड़ लो. Okay.
Oh, because it is there.
One minute. I'll tell you something. Zindagi mein you'll never forget it. Rahu is seated over there and he's on just now. Let us say, he's उसको भोजा किया on किया and he farts. Will these two have a smile on the face or a frown on the face? बरोबर ना? Now you'll never forget in your life. So basically Rahu is on and Rahu has farted over here. So these two are running helter-skelter and they will do whatever Rahu does, they will do. So Rahu is hitting this fellow. So these guys are also abhi jag gaye na, they were sleeping, but because of his endeavor they have woken up. So they also will do their job. So Mars is also, if you see nothing, Rog Karak. Saturn is also Rog Karak. Saturn is something which is a major, it's a slow moving planet. So it is something which is going to cause a lot of problems for a long period of time. Mars is something which will sporadically get up and keep hitting something. Now, if you want to go further in this, if you see Mars is in Bharni, Mercury. Saturn is in Bharni, Mercury. Rahu is in Mercury, Bharni. Okay? Bharni is Mercury. Mercury का कारक तत्व क्या है? As relates to the body part. One I told you is the nerves. One I told you is the intellect. Now tell me, see this is how logic works. Saturn is स्थगित, म्हणजे stop करना, slow down करना. Mercury is nerve. Mercury is intellect. If somebody's intellect gets slowed down, what is that disease called? लोग भूल जाते हो. Alzheimer.
Alzheimer.
Correct. This lady, since the last 6-7 years or little more, maybe 8 years, maybe, is suffering from Alzheimer's. म्हणजे it's not totally out, but like I know him since almost now 40 years. So if I go there, she will recognize, but the way she talks, I can make out that she is not understood. Or many times she will say, "Arey, मैं खाना खाया नहीं, just now half an hour back she's eating food," you know, that sort of a thing. So if we had not seen it from the nakshatra lord, it would have been very difficult, right? Because you can say Mars is efforts, Rahu is foreign, Saturn is career. You say that his mother is abroad having some career in some foreign country or something like that, which is absolutely not the thing. So this Badak, what I'm trying to tell you is, Badak house is very important. The planets seated over there are going to give you some problem. Now, let's go to Jupiter. What is the Karak of Jupiter? Rashmi.
Sir, like we were discussing that it must have got triggered. So can we also say it like this, that the moon, that is in a way mother or some big vehicle or something like, something related to luxury they would have bought, and that would have triggered. Can we think it like that?
Some what? 1 minute. I lost the last one. Some luxury.
Some luxury big car, or some moon in a way is a mother, some movement with the mother, or something, mother's health or mother's money would have triggered this.
Something has to trigger over here or here, no? one of the, so you're saying moon and Jupiter, some big wealth of the mother. You are right in a way, but nothing like that had happened in the sense, because the mother is not something who is very rich. But what Rashmi is saying, I'll tell you, it makes sense. See, I told you there are three things. Now, one is basically the yoga. Your basically your dasha should be on, and the connection should be there, or the transiting planet should do it, or you should activate it yourself. Correct? These are the three things. So what she is saying is also correct. Jupiter is the karak of big money. Moon is the karak of mother. It is seated in the 11th house. Okay. So some big money plus mother plus 11th house of gains. So if she has gained some big money via whatever means, either inheritance or something like that, then this house gets activated. But Rashmi, this is what you are saying, right? So this is what Rashmi was saying. That is one way. So when you discuss with a native the chart, native is the person from, they call client and all that. I don't believe in calling them clients, so I call them natives only. The guy whom you are discussing, you can ask him, was there some big money which your mother suddenly earned or spent also? It can be spent also, whatever. But Jupiter's big money, not like 1 or 2 lakhs, she might have spent like 50 lakhs or a crore or something like that. So, वो अगर नहीं है, so then you need to move. So Rashmi, that was a good valid point. This is activation point which he said. Okay. So basically, mother ke health ka we understood, and what are the health problem also we understood. Okay. Today, if possible, I'll talk about remedies also if we have time. Now, Jupiter is the karak of what in relations? Jupiter is the karak of what? Look up your notes if you don't know it by heart.
Husband, or
Jupiter is, I said, is considered husband in some paddhatis, but I don't consider it. Rashmi.
Jupiter in a way is some knowledgeable person or knowledge or education.
Person in the relationship. You're talking about Jupiter as a guru, teacher. Okay.
So teacher or master or some kind of that. Senior.
Putra karak. Jupiter is putra karak. Khud ka child. Where you are going all over. Putra karak. So something related to the child also could have happened. Now we are saying that this is hitting this. We are saying that just now we discussed that. So he's got one girl who's like 24, 25 years old. Rahu. Let's talk positive just now. Then we'll go negative required. What could Rahu tell you about the kid? Can somebody tell me anything? 6th house, 6th Rashi is ruled by Mercury, if you remember Kalpurush Kundali. Mercury is education. Correct? Rahu, you all are not done homework. Rahu is foreign settlement, I told you. Something, anything foreign is Rahu. Saturn is career. And this is the 7th lord, 2nd lord. 2nd is income. 2nd is also effort. So if we see the progression, if you want to see over here, first it might touch this one, efforts in a foreign country related to career and started earning. Can all that happen in this dasha? Who has not understood? Manasi not understood?
I had efforts in 3rd house. I didn't have it in 2nd house in my notes.
Efforts is 3rd house. Mars is efforts is 2nd.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So basically, if we see these 3 planets hitting Jupiter, which is Putra Karak now. See, you have to keep jumping. Now you say in this case it is the 3rd lord and the 6th lord. Jupiter 3rd lord and 6th lord. 3rd will be younger siblings, 6th will be close relatives. But he has asked a question about his daughter. So do we see 3-6 or do we see Jupiter as Putra Karak? Correct? This is how you have to keep switching your Karak Tattva. You got a full buffet in front of you, you are not going to eat all of it. You are just going to take one of it. ये ध्यान में रखो. So Jupiter, ये जो हुआ है, what it is telling you is that Mars hitting it, becoming the 2nd and the 7th lord. That's why I told you from is very important. That is basically means 2nd is income, 7th, if you remember, I told you 2nd from 10th from 10th, if you remember. 10th from 10th is the 7th. I hope you have got it by heart now. That is also career. Mercury is what? Mercury is intellect. Mercury is communication. She has done her this thing in that, what is it called, psychology, where they talk to those bad people. Shivaji.
Sir, as per aspects, Rahu is having an equivalent aspect as Jupiter. That is 5th and 9th aspect in addition to 7th aspect. And Saturn is having 3rd and 10th aspect. Okay. Now, how significant is this 5th aspect of Saturn in this chart? How significant it is?
It's the 5th aspect, right? Here. This is the 5th aspect. This is not the 5th, this is the 9th aspect because it goes anti-clockwise. The 9th aspect, right? Jupiter. Now, who is the lord of this one? Moon.
Moon.
Moon has got on because Moon is in the same room as Jupiter. Jupiter also got on. You go one step further, they are in the Rashi of Sun. If you, I don't know, are you there in the Jamakar group, the main Jamakar group?
Yes,
You
yes.
see the analysis that I give a link, green link, pink link, this is all that goes on. That
Yes,
is
sir.
something which is an unconventional method. Nobody does that. You can keep on connecting and go deeper. But we are not going that deep because people are new over here.
Okay.
So because of this moon, this fellow has got activated because of this house. You are right, 5th aspect nahi uska. Rashmi, what happened?
So, sir, Mercury in a way is daughter as well. Right. And one more, my question is like not exactly related to this, but like Jupiter is Putra Karak or, the child. So, a native is asking the question about their child. So, we will see the 5th house and Jupiter, right? Okay.
5th house, 5th lord, Jupiter Nakshatra lord, all that we'll see. Somebody put up Nidhi.
So that is what I was going to ask, that if anybody asks us about the child, so we will be looking at the 5th house lord, where it is seated, what is the aspect, like which is hitting it, right? And obviously the dasha, which dasha and which, yeah.
Let's take up that example only. And Shivaji, one more thing, very Shivaji. This moon is also on by itself, no, because it's the Bhukti lord. So that is another reason why this one is on. This Rahu hitting the moon, the Cancer, this thing is also the way. That is why moon is also on. Huh? Okay, now to answer Nidhi's question or other technique further on that. Suppose the person comes and asks you, yeah, I want to know something about my daughter. And he tells you that, okay, she's going abroad or she's gone abroad or whatever. What can you see? Correct? So first thing, like, I don't know, one of, I think Rashmi said, when you say child, first thing that should come in front of your eyes is 5th house, 5th lord, and Jupiter. And today I have taught you the lord of that. So basically, Ketu also comes into play, Mercury also comes into play. Correct? So till now, we had only the house, Rashi and Rashi Lord. Now we've also got the Nakshatra Lords coming into play. We are going one step deeper. If you can't go this deep, just go till the basic things. But I am telling you from my end, you can take it to whatever level you want. Now, first of all, here Jupiter, is it on or not? That we need to know. No? If something has to happen in the child's life, something related to that has to be active. Now, either the dasha should be on. My voice is breaking. Can everyone hear my?
I can hear.
1 minute. Maybe Shivaji, your signals are low. Now you can hear? Can you hear, Shivaji? Okay. So basically, somebody tell me, why is Jupiter on just now? Can somebody tell me, how will you decide whether Jupiter is on? Ha, Manasi?
Just taking a guess because we are talking career,
No?
daughter's career
We
or
are
something.
talking career, but is it on?
So Dasha,
Very good.
The,
But Jupiter's Dasha kude? It is Rahu, Moon, Rahu Dasha.
But as you said, Rahu activated the Dasha, no, the Jupiter's Dasha. As you said, Rahu activated the other two planets also, Mars and Saturn, and they activated Jupiter.
How did they activate Jupiter? How?
because of Badhak house also maybe? Badhak.
Rahu is the Mahadasha, Rahu is the Pratyanta Dasha, correct? Where is Rahu seated? 12th Rashi. Who is the Lord of the 12th Rashi? Jupiter.
Jupiter.
So Jupiter is on. This fellow is on. This fellow is on, so automatically this fellow is also on. To add another tick to this fellow, the Bhukti is also on. Did you understand why Jupiter is on?
So Jupiter also be on because it is on Antardasha because it is sitting with moon.
Come again. I heard every alternate word of yours. What?
I'm saying it is on definitely because Rahu is sitting in Jupiter's Rashi. But it can we can also interpret it as because moon Antardasha is on and Jupiter is sitting with moon.
That's what I said. No, this is the other reason because moon is on, this fellow is on. Another thing is this one's fifth and ninth aspect is on Rashi of moon, which is again on. And main thing is this fellow's Rashi Lord is on, which is Jupiter. Correct? So now, I'll tell you one thing, just try to, just flow with me, you'll understand. If we are talking of the girl, this is on, इसका लॉर्ड कौन है? सन. सन कहाँ बैठा है? यहाँ बैठा है. ये कौन से हाउस में बैठा है? फिफ्थ हाउस. फिफ्थ हाउस is also child. So here also it is on, here also it is on. Correct? Now, if you see, if you go further, Jupiter is in the nakshatra of Ketu. What was the karak of Ketu which tells you that she has gone away? Rashmi?
In a way, it is a cut from your hometown.
Correct. No, it's a cut.
Detachment.
It's a cut. It's a detachment. Remember, I said Ketu is a cut. Ketu is isolation. Ketu is detachment. So isolation. See, you cannot take the word directly the way it is. You have to twist the word. So isolation. So she is in isolation. She is away. Now I'll give you one more question. One more this thing. How you can see. From here, this is the 11th house. Which relationship is the 11th house to the native?
Elder sibling.
Elder sibling. So can we say that the daughter has moved away and staying with the elder sibling of the native? And that is what it is. She is with her Atya. Atya means Bua. So what I am trying to get across to you is how the nakshatra also tells a big story. Okay? Well understood so far? Anything else? I don't want to go any further, but now that nakshatra ka bhi jo sikhane ke to sab ho gaya. Now we will just be taking cases. If you all have any specific case of some specific person, if it's you yourself, we can anonymously change the name and do it. Otherwise, next time ke liye send me the data, or if there is some person in your friend circle whom you know well, decently well, and there is some, what is it called, big event which has happened in his life or her life.
Sir, can you just show, am I audible? So can you just show us about the Jagannath Hora, how to see the horoscope or whatever? Can that be also?
How to read the Jagannath Hora, you see?
Yeah, yeah. Or how to start with that software?
I don't know whether I'll be able to share the screen there. Is it getting shared? Is it getting shared?
Yeah.
I can't see it here. I don't know, can you see it? But so this is the Jagannath Hora basically. In this is the Rashi chart. This is the Navmansh chart. Now what I've told you Navmansh, next time I tell you others, you'll get confused. When you saw that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, na, if you remember. It will be difficult to.
We can't see your cursor, Dada.
Yeah, 1 minute. It will be difficult for this one. I'm just thinking of how to. What do you want to know? How to view Jagannath Hora is what you're saying? Rashmi, Nidhi, what is the question? I didn't understand. How do we see the Jagannath Hora is what you're saying?
Yeah. You had asked us to download it, and then how do we proceed after that?
But maybe Dada, that might have to be a separate session because some of us beginners are not familiar with it at all.
Yes,
If you
yes.
want to know how to do the thing that we can do, but the thing is, I don't know how to share it here.
Just go into your screen setting, Manish, and duplicate it. I think F4 is the command. I think so.
Screen sharing.
Yeah. So when you do F4, if you're using the same computer for talking, I mean for discussion and presentation, so just hit F4, function 4. It will pop up a screen sharing. So just do duplicate on that.
F4 का कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, but if I do screen share, then I have to share a window, right?
That's right.
Let me do it here. Let me try. Is it getting shared?
Yes.
We can see it. Yeah.
You can have it?
Yes, we can see it, Manish.
Okay, chalo. So now this is basically your Rashi chart when you open. So when you open the thing, you will have to make a new this thing. I normally do Control D. Control D. A dialog box will open up where you will have to fill in the month, date, and year. Next line will be the time in hours, minutes, seconds, and the place where it is, and then it should be in India. हाँ? क्या? अभी रुको पाती हूँ। इधर कौन करो रुको पाती हूँ। So this is the dialog box once you fill in, which is this basic data over here. This entire interface opens up. So in this interface, you have to see this, which is the Rashi chart. This you will see later on. Just now we are not getting into it. Here, if you see all the data related to planet is here. This is the planet sequence. These are the degrees. You just see the first part of it only. The second one tells you which is the Rashi.
So only I can't see the annotation, or the annotation is not.
No, we can't. Dada, we can't see your cursor. We can see your screen. We can't see where you're pointing.
Annotations you cannot see.
No.
Wait, one minute. give me 1 minute. Now I think you can see. Can you see it now?
We can see the chart.
Or something? Just,
Now the annotations.
Yes, sir, we can see.
yeah.
Yes.
So this is the Rashi chart. This for the time being, just forget about it. This tells you the planets. This tells you the degree at which it is. This tells you which Rashi it is in, but you don't need to see. For example, Rahu is in Pisces, but you can see Rahu is in Pisces here only. This tells you which nakshatra it is. So unless you know that now Rahu is in Uttar Bhadrapad, so you'll have to know that Uttar Bhadrapad basically stands for Shani nakshatra. Or Ketu is in Hasta, so Hasta is moon nakshatra, and which pada it is in. Okay, so that will tell you where it sits. This I'll tell you later on, because today I have shown you that, but unless I actually show it on the chart, you will not understand it. So filhal wo chhod do, let's not get into that. This is what it will tell you. This is the basic data what it will tell you. That fellow is born on October 13, 2024 at 10:17 in Mumbai. As of now, you need to know this chart, and then there is a dasha chart, which is this one. So if you see, you will see the dasha over here, correct? So you see that the Mars dasha is on, ये उल्टा लिखते हैं, उर्दू में लिखते हैं, 5th of January 2023 से लेके 4th of January 2030 तक, उल्टा उर्दू पढ़ने का. So like that. So this is the Mahadasha, this is the Antardasha, this is the Pratyanta Dasha, this is the Shukshma Dasha, this is the Deha Dasha. Prana Dasha they don't have. So Prana Dasha, this is Deha Dasha. So Deha Dasha is not there. So this is what. But normally we restrict ourselves to the top 3. Unless it is something that has happened to that person today, then we will see this. But otherwise normally ये दो नीचे का नहीं देखते. These 3 are the ones, and in that this one is the most important, which is the bhukti, जो भोगने वाला है या भोग रहा है.
But then the one you've crossed out isn't, like you said, isn't that current? Isn't that what's currently on? Because October 2020.
If somebody is having a toothache, then I will see this. But if somebody's career is not going good, I will see only these 3, or I will see only these 2.
For future.
You have to basically judge this now. Basically, from 2024 or let us say 2023 से 2030 तक. If he say he has a toothache, he can't be having a toothache for 7 years. He could, but maybe not also. Then take a hormone Understood? So you open Jagannath Hora. First page is the thing you do it. Upar you will see those tabs. If you see here, this is a tab. When you press this, it will open the Dasha thing. Over here, you right click and you say locate an event. It will be there. Locate an event will come here. And just click today's date. It will come there automatically. And then all this will come out. Clear? By now you would have realized that first 2 lecture ka that from and the identification of everything, if you know that, you can analyze. If you don't know that, you cannot analyze. Simple. Today we saw in the case also that how we saw the 10th Lord ka association with Rahu or association with the other things. how that makes a difference. This is how you need to, it's basically, I call it Red Indian language. One event, one word, and then you expand it and make it into a sentence. Any doubts so far? Or we can wrap up. Okay? So I would still suggest that you all do this, because now we'll be doing all cases, and you'll not be able to appreciate the cases if you don't know all the placements of all the Rashi Lord, all the Takata thing, and you are not able to get a from. The from now, once the basic thing is done, no, you have to be a master of from. If you, I'm actually saying you have to be a master of from. But anything you see, if somebody you want to know what is the obstacle to that, you should immediately be able to go and crank it and catch the 8th house, because 8th house is the house of obstacles. You have to know where the Badak sits. Oh, Badak is seated in the 11th house from this one, whatever the planet is. So if let's say Sun is there and Badak is seated in the 11th to that, you know, okay, government related something is going to cause a problem just now, or whatever, superior or whatever like that. So unless you can quickly identify that from thing, you cannot analyze, please. Huh? So I hope you all do your homework now, and next time say we'll take up, I would say now we'll start taking cases only. So we'll take up three cases every time, which will take us roughly around 45 minutes. So every Sunday we'll spend 45 minutes, max 1 hour, and solve 2 to 3 cases. If you all have some specific case which genuinely needs attention, then share it with me. I do not take up dummy cases. Unless chota mota mat karo. Kuch problem hai and nobody can solve it, then get it to me. I'll present it here in the way and then we can analyze. Chalo, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.